This is a free class offered by CECA, and my name is Ruth. I'm going to be your PTE trainer for today. So along with our migration services, we also offer free PTE and IELTS NATI coaching. So today we're talking about speaking questions. We discussed read aloud in our previous video. So I'm going to demonstrate, it's going to be a demonstrative lesson where I'm going to show you how to do your second question type of speaking, which is called repeat sentences. It's part of our speaking question series where I'm demonstrating each of question types. We're making it into short lessons for you to listen and practice with us. So for you to practice your PTE, there are free websites to practice from. So these are free websites: realpte.com, apuni.com, ptetools.com, toppte.com. So these are free websites where you can practice your PTE from. So PTE has something called transferable scores, which I've explained thoroughly in our previous lessons. So when you're looking at PTE speaking transfers a lot of points towards reading as well as towards listening. The second question type in your PTE speaking is called repeat sentences. Your repeat sentences is quite an important question type for your listening module as well. It can transfer 45 points towards listening. So in your test, just after you finish your read aloud, you will be starting with repeat sentences. Repeat sentences has about 10 to 12 questions. It's important for your speaking as well as your listening. The difference between your repeat sentences as well as your read aloud is that there is no chime or there is no beep sound. So there is no 40 seconds to prepare, and there is no chime or there is no beep sound. So you'll be listening to an audio, or the speaker is going to speak one sentence. The sentence could be about 8 words long. It could be 10, 14, or 15 words long. Could be any of these sentences. And you have to repeat what you hear in 3 seconds. How are you scored? So in speaking, you're always scored for 3 factors: content, fluency, and pronunciation. Content answers the question, what to speak. So in this case, for this question type, what to speak, all the words in the audio. And then your speaking depends on how to speak with the right fluency, with the right pronunciation. That's how you speak. Now, for getting your content points, if you're able to repeat, suppose the speaker speaks a sentence of about 10 words. If you can quote back or if you can repeat about 100% or 75 to 100% of the content, you'll be getting 3 points, which is transferred towards your content. If you can repeat or if you can quote back 50% of the content that you're listening, 50 to 75%, you'll be getting 2 points for your content, which is transferred towards your listening. And if you quote back or if you repeat 50% of your content or less than 50%, you'll be getting 1 point for your content, which is transferred towards your listening. So content, there are 3 factors for which you're scored in your speaking: content, fluency, pronunciation. Content answers the question, what to speak, and this is how you're being marked for your content. Now, there are 2 factors that your speaking depends on: fluency and pronunciation. So how to get your maximum fluency points? You get your maximum fluency points like this: speak without hesitation, speak without repetition, speak without long pauses, and speak without correcting yourself. That's how you get your maximum fluency points. So these are how not to speak. So how to speak: speak with the same speed, speak in your flattest tone. For you to instantly improve your pronunciation, open up your mouth wider. Also use this interactive phonemic chart to help you understand the basic pronunciation. going along to repeat sentences. So like I told you, you'll be listening to an audio. How to practice this? So what is the strategy for this? Now, there are different methods to get this question properly done. The first one is called the initial letter strategy, or it is where you listen to the audio and in your test, you're given a pen and a paper. You write down the first letter, or you write down the initial letter of the audio that you're listening to. Listen to the audio, write down the initial letter or the first letter of the audio that you're listening to, and then you repeat it. That's one strategy. That's called the initial method strategy. The second method or the second strategy for you to get this done is through your memory. So this is also called chunking. So you listen to the audio, understand its meaning, grab it in clusters or chunks of words, and then you respond or you repeat it back. The third way is a combination of both initial letter as well as memory. And the last method is to speak along with the speaker. So while you're listening to the audio, you just in autopilot, you mumble along with the speaker as to what he's speaking, and then while the audio ends, you try and repeat it. So for you to determine what your best strategy is, you will need to practice a minimum of 10 to 12 questions with each of these strategies to determine which strategy or which method is your go-to, because each one is different. And some students might be really good when they take the initial letters. And some students might just be okay with their memory. And some students need to go with initials and memory. So having said that, this is one of the most popular method, initials and memory. And some students might need to adopt this method. So to understand what you're good at or to understand where you stand, you might need to at least do 10 to 12 of each of these methods, practice each of these methods for at least 10, 12 questions to understand what your go-to strategy is. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a few audios and I'm going to demonstrate how to take initial letters and how to repeat it. Remember, no practice time of 40 seconds like your read aloud, no chime to do your beep sound. You just listen to the audio and you repeat it. So let me take you to the questions. This is your practice website, and this is called realpte.com. It's completely free questions. So this is how it looks like. Go into your speaking module, choose repeat sentences. Now I'm going to play an audio. I'm going to show you how to do the initial letter.
Today, I'd like to
how to do the initial letter strategy. I'm going to do 2-3 questions for initial letters. I'm going to do 2-3 questions for initials and memory, 2-3 questions just using my memory, 2-3 questions to speak along with the speaker. Okay? So here we go. I'm going to start with the initial letter strategy.
Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about the other theories that can explain the variations in climate.
Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about the other theories that influence our climate. Okay, so I listen, I take down initial letters like this. I take the first letters of every word that I hear, and then I repeat it in first 3 seconds. So you can check your answer right here. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about other theories that can explain variations in the climate. So I made a mistake over here, but I've still captured about 75% of my content. So I'll be getting about 3 points towards my listening. Let's do another one. I'm going to show you the initial letters again.
There won't be any space for me in the car.
There won't be any space for me in the car. So I take down the initial letters. There won't be any space for me in the car. And I repeat it. So let's look at the answer. There won't be any space for me in the car. So listen, take down initials, and repeat. Let me do one more.
The course will be tested at the end of the semester.
The course will be tested at the end of the semester. The course will be tested at the end of the semester. Okay, that's how you record it. Now look at the answer. So I write down the initial letters. The course will be tested at the end of the semester. And then I speak it. This is called the initial letter strategy. I hope you understood that. The second strategy is a combination of both initials as well as your memory. So what do you do here? You use maybe the first half, you write initials, the second half, you memorize it. Okay, I'm going to show you that. It's a very effective strategy. So listen, take down half, maybe 50% of it is in initials, and then the remaining 50% is your memory. So the next one.
The Student Service Centre is located on the ground floor of the PAC building.
The Student Service Centre is located on the ground floor of the PACT building. So you can listen to my audio. Student Service Centre is located on the ground floor of the PACT building. So what did I do? I took only 50% of the initials. The other 50% is in my memory. Okay, let's look at the answer. The Student Service Centre is located on the ground floor of the PACT building. Okay, let's do the next one. I'm going to show you 50% initials, 50% memory. Okay.
I would like the assignment less than 2,000 words.
I would like the assignment less than 2,000 words. So this is my audio. I would like the assignment less than 2,000 words. So what did I do? Half initials, I would like the assignment, and then less than 2,000 words is in my memory. So that's the answer. Okay, that's how you do the combination strategy. You combine initial letters as well as your memory. The third method is just using your memory. This is called chunking, or you grab words in clusters. For this, you need to understand the meaning of the words. Let me show you how that goes. So I listen for the teeny pauses that the speaker has in between. Here I use only my memory. So I either close my eyes or I focus. I listen to the teeny pauses that the speaker does in the question, and then I respond to it. Okay, so let's see how it goes.
The minimal mark for distinction to be awarded is 75%.
The minimum mark for the distinction to be awarded is 75%. So I look at the tiny pauses that the speaker has and I grab it only in cluster. So this is my audio. The minimum mark for the distinction to be awarded is 75%. See, I just used my memory. This is called chunking or clustering. I understand the meaning, okay? And then I look at the teeny pauses that the speaker has. He pauses the minimum marks to be awarded is 75%. So I look at the pauses and I try to grab it in chunks. Let's look at the next one.
We can meet in my office after the lecture.
We can meet in my office after the lecture. Okay, so listen, look at the tiny pauses. We can meet in my office after the lecture. So there were a few pauses. We can meet in my office after the lecture. So there were 3 times that she paused. I grabbed it in chunks or in clusters. Okay, but there is a risk of this. There is a tendency for students to paraphrase. Okay, see that you grab it exactly as it is. The last method is called speaking along with the speaker. So while the speaker is speaking, you turn your brains off, you go in autopilot, and you just speak whatever you hear. And after the recording finishes, you try and repeat what you have heard. Okay, I'll just show you how to do that. So watch me repeating along with the speaker.
You need a valid visa letter from the department to join the workforce.
You need a valid visa letter to join the department workforce. Sorry, I flopped it up. Okay, we'll do another one.
The newly discovered star was a subject to global debate about its origin.
The newly discovered star was subject to global debate about its origin. So, I understand. I get it that you don't understand. So you speak along with the speaker and then you repeat it. Okay, listen to the next one.
The office opens on Mondays and Thursdays directly following the freshman seminar session.
The office opens on Mondays and Thursdays directly following the freshman opening session. So you listen and you repeat it, or you mumble along with the speaker. So you need to practice at least 10 or 12 of each of these methods for each question. For each 12 questions, and then determine what is best suited for you. Okay. So the next lesson in the series is going to be describe image, which I'll post in the next video.